Okay, here's my axle coupling mechanism. Now this side would normally be a stepper motor with a shorter length of fuel line. And here's your acme rod over here. Now this is really strong. Okay, the fuel line starts to move way before any of these things give up their holding power. And these are doubles. At first I was doing doubles. See, double brown, double blue, double orange. And I realized singles probably give more holding power per length used on the rod, and so I went with these. And there's a special way I learned to make these. So first of all, I use sprinkler wire. It's got a pretty good diameter of wire that doesn't break very easily. Maybe a little bit thicker diameter would be better. So what I do is I cut about 3 inches off, and there's a special way of twisting this. I'll demonstrate on the threaded portion because it has an extra requirement. So on the threads, notice how the threads are angled this way. Okay. So you want the wire to also be angled that way when you put it on the rod. So you put it under on this rod. This one will be above or to the left of this one to follow the angling of the threads. Okay, now pull it tight, but on purpose leave a hole. See that little hole right here? Leave a hole there on purpose. Don't tighten it all the way down at first with your hands. And then you need some pliers with a thick nose, not needle nose. And see how I don't want to grab up here. I want to grab below the cross. See the cross? I want to grab below that. I'm going to twist this so you can see it a little better. Probably close to the fuel line, okay? And notice this one is over this one, so I'm going to be twisting in this direction. Okay, this one. Okay, so I'm going to be twisting this way. Grabbing close to the fuel line is the most important part. When you grab close to the fuel line, you have an opportunity to twist those two wires very tightly together. Okay, grab as closely as you can. Okay, see that? And then twist. And you can pull as you twist. Hold on to your pliers and keep twisting. Don't break the wire though. Probably one full turn is all you need. Okay. Now the wires are going to look like this. They've got pressure on them, but they're not scooted into the others, and you need to continue the twist. At this point, grab higher. Okay. This is going to just constrict the current tension you have by pulling the wires tighter together. Make sure both wires are twisted together, that one wire is just not twisting around another straight wire, because that'll lose the gripping power. Okay, and just twist. And then after I twist these together really tightly, actually I should have pushed this closer to the white wire beforehand, but twist, make sure you're not going to snap your wires, and go closer to the end of the wires each time, I guess, and you can really cinch down on this very tightly. Now I put double as many of these as I really needed. Okay, and the reason is they're cheap. If one starts to break off, you have more. Okay, there's really, the only disadvantage is the time involved of applying these, and possibly having to take off your axle unmounted from their CNC unit to put these on. Right now, since I'm mainly testing things, that's not a big concern of mine, and I might just buy a coupler nut, but this is really tight. And watch, even though I can position this like moving it back and forth, when you've got 6 or 7 of these on, you just cannot turn. Look, my fuel line is bending before these things are giving up their grip. And you can cut off the extra, just don't cut too far down because you want the holding power to stay. And again, at first I was using doubles and they work, but I think the gripping power is probably more densely applied over here, because you have, for each twist you get gripping power. Here you take up 2 lengths of wire for the gripping power, but this side is probably stronger than this side. The threads are harder to grip onto because they tend to cut into the fuel line, and on the Z-axis you need to avoid the pull this way because of so much weight on the Z-axis. I haven't seen any videos talking about the pull of weight on the Z-axis. I was worried that my stepper motor would be in a configuration where the shaft was pulling away from the stepper shaft, and there's probably no, I don't know, what is that called, a thrust bearing or something for that. Usually, you know, your steppers are mounted horizontally and they don't have weight pulling this away from their shaft. So I think I'll probably put in a linear force tape spring, you know, kind of like a garage door opener spring. It has no weight, but it pulls with a certain force constantly. I'm using a bungee cord right now, but of course the bungee cord, when it pulls harder, when it's stretched more, and it's not proportional. But for now, I think I'm going to go with this. I can't pull it out, and this will be, you know, my stepper on one side, and this will be my threaded rod on the other side. I'm just trying things out in the garage today, and this is really strong. The fuel line twists way before any of these things give up their grip. Okay, we shall see. Thanks. Bye.